So we're here teaching a non-local how to talk like a New Jerseyan, and we're going to get to our first word.
The first word on the list is AC. My first thought is just an AC, like in your house.
An air conditioning?
Yeah, an air conditioning unit is what I'm thinking.
No, we do say AC for air conditioning, but if I say like I'm going to AC or let's spend a night in AC, that's going to mean Atlantic City.
Oh.
So that's our only shore town with casinos, and they have a lot of entertainment and spas, restaurants. People go to conventions and their bachelorette parties. People usually call it, people sometimes call it the Las Vegas of the East. And it was the first shore town to have a boardwalk in the US. And speaking of the shore, so people from are you familiar with the Jersey Shore show?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So people from North Jersey, they say they're going down the shore when they go to the beach, but it is nothing. It's not a lot like the show The Jersey Shore.
Mm-hmm.
We have so many beach towns, and some are just really cute, historic, charming, like Cape May, not like the Jersey Shore. So
I'm still interested to go either way. The Jersey Shore didn't stop me from wanting to explore.
It's honestly, I am very partial to New Jersey beaches. We have really nice warm water in the summer, and
That's
there's
nice.
just a lot of stuff to do. So.
Yeah. The next on the list is Benny/Shoobie. And I'm thinking like the name, like Shoobie is the name of somebody on a television show, and that's all that I know about it.
That would be cute. Like, oh, it's the Benny and Shoobie show. But no, it's they're not the nicest words. Like, you don't want to be called one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But they are non-locals who flock to the shore during the summer usually, and they're infiltrating the beach towns. People that live by the beach would call somebody from North Jersey a Benny. I've actually heard that Benny stands for Bayonne, Elizabeth, Newark, and New York, which just represents the cities in the north of this area. I'm not sure if it's true, but it seems like it could fit.
If you were a tourist from like outside of New Jersey or New York, do you think you would also be called a Benny or a Shoobie?
So it's my understanding. So I am a Benny. I can't speak for the people who call people Bennies, but it's my understanding that out-of-state tourists are a little bit different. They're not like coming every weekend and claiming the shore as their own and then leaving it. Now, I will say I'm very respectful of the shore. I don't identify as a Benny, but I'm sure people in South Jersey could think that.
Yeah. Good to know. The next on the list is Piney. I don't know what it is, but I'm just gonna guess like a mascot, but like I have no clue what it is.
Okay. So it's also similar to Benny and Shoobie. It's not the nicest of words either. It's not like a bad word, but you wouldn't get scolded. It's for saying it in school necessarily, but it has been reclaimed, and it's people who live in southern New Jersey's more forested, rural Pine Barrens region. They would be like the country people, the more country people in New Jersey. But it's, I think, more of a term of endearment now. Like, you'll see bumper stickers that say like Piney Power, and it really is a very beautiful and probably underrated area of New Jersey.
That makes sense. The next thing on the list is Jughandle. I'm just imagining like a type of cup.
Okay. Fair. So it's actually, I have a definition for this one provided by the New Jersey Department of Transportation. And so a jug handle is defined as a at-grade ramp provided at or between intersections to permit motorists to make indirect left turns or U-turns. And it's basically when you are driving and you need to go right first to make a left turn.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever encountered that before, like that I can remember.
I think they're really common here, but not they do exist in other states, I believe, but I don't think they're nearly as common.
I was really far off. As soon as you said Department of Transportation, I knew I was so far off. The next on the list is pork roll and Taylor ham. And I'm just like thinking, I mean, a type of ham, but like a brand of a ham.
Well, I mean, it is. Some people would call it ham. It's a very processed breakfast meat that is beloved among many New Jerseyans. In North Jersey, they will say Taylor ham. Pork roll is in South Jersey. It means the same thing, and it is usually ordered on a sandwich. It's on a hard roll with egg and cheese. So Taylor ham, egg and cheese on a hard roll. Typical breakfast sandwich in New Jersey. And we even have like a pork roll pageant with like a queen and everything down in South Jersey every year. So it's kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm. So I would like to see the pork roll pageant. It sounds really interesting. And
I have been meaning to go, but I've not been yet.
You've never been before?
Nope. It would be pretty cool, to be a pork roll queen. It would.
The next on the list is 20Regular Cash. 20Regular Cash. I don't know. 20Regular Cash. I'm just like imagining you like exchanging money with somebody and like what you would say.
So, I mean, it is an exchange of money. It's usually said as like one word, 20Regular Cash.
Oh, okay.
And so in New Jersey, we do not pump our gas. And so we go to the gas station attendant who will pump our gas for us. We pull up to the pump and then we will let him know that we want 20Regular Cash. And that's $20 worth of gas, regular, not premium, and that we're paying with cash on a credit card.
It makes sense now when you say it a lot quicker and together, and then I forgot that you guys can't pump your own gas there.
Yeah,
so.
I think New Jersey's the only state, I think it's illegal to pump your gas in New Jersey, and it's the only state now where people don't pump their own gas.
So have you ever pumped your own gas before, like in other states?
I have, and it's not incredibly difficult, but I do enjoy not having to get out of my car if it's like snowing or just pouring out.
Yeah, that sounds really nice. The next on the list is Mischief Night / Cabbage Night. And I'm just thinking of like a festival or sometime close to Halloween with Mischief Night.
You are correct. It is the night before Halloween. And there's Mischief Night, there's Cabbage Night, and there's even Goosey Nights. It's all the same thing. It's just, it depends on where you're from in the state. And it's when people, mostly young people, children, they get together and they run amok around the neighborhood, not graffitiing, using like silly string and toilet paper, throwing it in yards. It's typically harmless. Like things can get a little elevated, but I would say it's typically harmless, and most people in New Jersey would know what that means.
Mm-hmm. Does it still happen today? Like,
I have noticed. So like I said, it's mostly kids that do it. And I think kids now are like on their phones or something. We're playing video games. I don't notice as much destruction or chaos anymore.
Yeah, because I was going to say, even Halloween, I feel like I've barely seen any trick-or-treaters on Halloween. I mean, the last few years were understandable, but even before then, I felt like I barely saw anybody, so that's interesting. The next on the list is what exit. I'm thinking of driving, but
Yeah.
somebody asked me what exit. while you're
Yeah,
driving.
but it's not like what exit do you get, like, oh, I need to go to the Liberty Science Center. What exit is that? It's more like where you live in New Jersey. I don't say it. I feel like it's a little more of an inside joke than something we take too seriously. Although you will see a lot of like bumper stickers that like will say like exit 0 or which is Cape May. But New Jersey has two roads that run through most of the state: the Parkway and the Turnpike. So if you tell someone where you live, like exit 152, they're going to have a better idea of like where you're from in the state. So that's what exit.
Interesting. I think that's a lot easier with a smaller state. I can't imagine that in some other states. The next on the list is disco fries. I'm just thinking of like a type of French fry.
Yep. So they are fries with cheese and gravy. It's kind of like, I guess like the most comparable thing is like poutine in like Canada. But you can get them at most diners, and diners are just restaurants. In my understanding of a diner, is that they serve breakfast all day, and a lot of them are open 24 hours.
So is that what signifies that it's a diner? Is that they're open 24 hours? Because I've always wondered, like, why is it a diner and not a restaurant?
I think so. There's a combination of factors. Usually they have a specific style that's like very retro, like reminiscent of the 50s and 60s. I think the biggest factor is that the whole time they're open, they serve breakfast. But in my experience, like especially when I was younger, it wasn't a diner if it wasn't open 24 hours. So that's not technically correct.
Well, I would love to try disco fries because I've had poutine before. I remember liking it. It was a while ago that I tried it. And I love breakfast, so if New Jersey's filled with diners, it sounds like the perfect place to go.
We do have a lot of diners. More diners per square mile than any other states.
Sounds amazing. The next on the list is Ripper. It sounds like the name of an amusement park ride, like a roller coaster that you would go on.
It should be. But it's a deep fried hot dog. It's like very heavily fried, and it was invented at I think it was invented at a restaurant called Rutt's Hut in northern New Jersey. And they call it that because when you fry the hot dog, the casing rips, but it tastes significantly different than a regular hot dog, but like maybe better.
Is that just, would you put the same things that you put on a hot dog on a Ripper?
I don't really put toppings on hot dogs, but I think people probably would, yeah.
The next thing on the list is Jimmy Buffs. And I'm just thinking Jimmy Buffett. That's what comes to mind.
It's a restaurant also, famous for hot dogs, and they have Italian hot dogs. So that is a hot dog that's also fried, but it's usually served like in a hard roll, like hard bread, Italian bread, not like a bun. And it has fried bell peppers, onions, and potatoes.
That sounds good too. I've never seen one on a menu before, but
I don't know if they really have them outside of the New Jersey area.
Lots of new things to try. The next thing on the list is tomato pie. And I'm picturing a pie with tomatoes or like Chicago style pizza.
Okay. So pie does mean pizza, as you know, but in South Jersey they have like a couple restaurants. I think Papa's is one of them, and Di Lorenzo's, and they have pizza, but the tomato sauce goes first, and then the cheese goes on top of that. It's not necessarily deep dish, but I think it really highlights the flavor of the Jersey fresh tomatoes.
Are there other things on top of it? Like you would put the tomato sauce and then the cheese, and then people still put toppings on it?
You could still get toppings on it, but I think like most traditionally, it's probably served without toppings.
Interesting. The next thing on the list is fat sandwich. I have no clue what would go in a fat sandwich. Does it have to do with a holiday? Or
No holiday.
Okay, I have no clue.
Okay, so if you went to Rutgers, it's our biggest state school. The New Brunswick campus was like really well known for these massive sandwiches that were like stuffed with every random ingredient you could imagine. So you want a sandwich with mozzarella sticks, chicken fingers, pulled pork, bell peppers, French fries. Like, you can get that because any sandwich you could imagine with like random ingredients and fried foods is a fat sandwich.
That is not what I was picturing at all. Like, when you could put anything on there, I was just imagining like a Subway, and then just everything they have in front of you is on your sandwich. Not mozzarella sticks, but
definitely like fried foods are very common on fat sandwiches. But I mean, like I said, pulled pork and other types of meats and cheeses and vegetables, they're all there.
Is it only at the college where?
I think it's most popular in that area, but people will travel to get them, and I think that they've probably moved. Like, you might be able to get them in other areas, but like the experience would typically be to go down to Rutgers or up to Rutgers.
And the last thing on our list is grease truck. Is it a food truck?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, it is?
So if you want, typically like Rutgers had grease trucks. They were the fried food trucks that you would go to get a fat sandwich. They were pretty much a staple of the campus, but I do think within the past decade, they were moved. But I think they will be a great memory for a lot of New Jerseyans going to the grease truck.
I'm surprised I got that one. I don't know what my other guess was gonna be now, but
no, it really makes sense. So
yeah, it does make sense.
Good job.
Well, I think that's everything we have on the list.
Yep. So thank you so much for taking the time to learn about New Jersey. I hope you learned something new.
I did. Thank you.